Successful people have libraries. The rest have big TV screens. Jim Rohn. I love that quote. Those of you who are with me today, I hope you're with me every single day, spending your time on the internet wisely, not surfing, reading worthless articles, watching porn, or listening to the financial news, because what does it teach you? Absolutely nothing. The only thing that matters in our world is price movement, my friends. That's all that matters. That's all that counts. Everything else is just BS. It's somebody trying to sell you something, corrupt you somehow, make you believe whatever it is they want you to believe. The only thing that's real is price movement. Let's jump into these charts. We will start with the S&P 500, a weekly vertical crossover. If you did not receive the text message on your cell phone over the weekend, that means that you're not signed up. We have a text that goes out every weekend that we do have a weekly vertical crossover telling you about it. If you live overseas, I'm sorry, but we always tell you what it is on the Friday show. That is the weekly review and forecast for the coming Monday. So we told everybody, and we sent that out to all the folks in the states that are signed up. If you're not signed up, go ahead and text to the number 33222. That's 33222. Text the word charting wealth. One word, charting wealth. Our name, no space between charting and wealth. You'll be on that list in the future. We had a weekly vertical crossover. What was nice about it is that the derivative oscillator flipped at the same time. Derivative oscillator gaining upward momentum. Price percent oscillator moving up. Nice size candle, higher high. Looks good so far. Now, do I feel really good about this? Hell, I didn't feel good about the QQQ trade, which has been up like 6 or 7% over a week and a day now. But it's been gorgeous. We'll see what this does. Now, remember, everything rides on you being able to pull the trade when it isn't working. If you don't cut your losses, you will never win. Losses kill you, profits never do. What do we see? We see the price percent oscillator heading up. Derivative oscillator peaked all the way back on the 15th. It's still moving down, but we do see things. Did we get a higher high? 294. Where was it prior? 294.88. 294 flat. Sorry for that alarm telling me, hey, I got to get that podcast out. So, what do we see going on here? We see that we've got a decent candle, particularly compared to the prior one. And of course, this one is the completed candle, represents Friday and Monday. So we could potentially redraw our trend line a little bit. Is there a way to connect three candles? Pretty darn close, yes. So we're above the 2-day trend line. We're looking okay. Up for the day, 0.06%. It was up higher earlier in the day, lost some at the end of the day. But when we look at our 4-hour chart, we can see that we have a green up candle at the end of the day, red spinning top in the morning. We see that 4-hour chart flattening, derivative oscillator heading up. It's not the 4-hour really watching as much as the 2-day and the weekly since we've already entered the trade. So we'll see what Tuesday holds for us. Let's move on to the Qs. Up almost 1% again today, up 0.89%. That's at the close of the market. We see it was a little higher during the day. Look at that price percent oscillator flying up, derivative oscillator heading up. Also, nice big green candle, hitting a higher high first day of this latest 2-day candle. Now, it's just one day, as we always say, doesn't make a week. Don't make a call on that. It just looks good for us. Price percent oscillator heading up, derivative oscillator just about flat, maybe losing a little bit. Nice big green up candle for that 2-day candle. And we look at the 4-hour chart, up in the morning, further up in the afternoon. Price percent oscillator pulling away from the red signal line, derivative oscillator gaining upward momentum. I'm telling you, my friends, check this out. The jumping in point on that Friday was somewhere, this is always hard to do because I'm using Heikin-Ashi candlesticks, but we'll look at it close, 215, and of course a high within, this is the 6th day, of 227.94. Is that not beautiful? Just beautiful. Again, A week and a day, the magic of the weekly vertical crossover. It works, not always, but a heck of a lot of the time. Enough to do right by you if you will practice trade this stuff and learn it. Now, look how the week's starting off with bonds. That portends decent for stocks continuing to move because bonds crossing over, going down. Now, we don't call it yet, won't be able to call it till the end of the week, but bonds down 0.78%. We have a red candle, not hitting the low at 162.05, 162.10, awfully close, that it did the week before, but looks like we may have a weekly vertical crossover unless stocks start diving and bonds start going up. We see the price percent oscillator on the 2-day chart just spiking over, going down further. Derivative oscillator gaining downward momentum. Still not reaching that lowest low as it did in the 2-day candle prior Wednesday and Thursday of last week. We go to the 4-hour chart. What do we see there? Down in the morning, further down in the afternoon, heading down. Derivative oscillator gaining downward momentum too. So, we need to move this. We need to move our 4-hour trend line around here. If we can redraw one. Not bad. Let's see how. I guess that's okay. That's all right. Okay. Well, I don't tend to like to draw them. If it's going down, I'd prefer to use a red candle, but that's pretty crappy. That's about the best we're probably going to be able to get right now. So we'll leave it at that. That's where we are on bonds. Lastly, before we jump into the extra charts, which those of you who don't want to follow those don't have to stay with us after we finish with gold. What is gold doing? Gold started off down for the week, 0.62%. We see a red spinning top, almost, pretty much a doji forming right there on the weekly trend line. Trend line headed, the price percent oscillator heading down, derivative oscillator gaining upward momentum. So we'll just have to wait and see how gold shakes out this week. We see that we have a 2-day crossover going down on gold. So when that candle ended on Monday at the end of the day today, this is Monday when I record this for Tuesday for you, we had a 2-day crossover, which would take you out of an up trade in gold if you, for some reason, were still in it. We now have confirmed 2-day crossover going down. Derivative oscillators going into its 4th day of negativity, second down candle. And we see the price percent oscillator now confirmed down. Go to the 4-hour chart. We also see at the end of the day, derivative oscillator flipped over negative. Price percent oscillator went over negative in the morning. Down in the morning, and further down in the afternoon. That's where we are as we end the day, starting off decent with the S&P going up, the NASDAQ 100 going up. You can ask me why. I can say I have no idea. How long will it go up? Until it rolls over and goes down, which it will do. Remember, what goes up always comes down, and it will, and we shall see when that bull trap is sprung. We want to be out of the way when the markets hammer down hard. Okay, now let's jump out of our main 4 charts. You ask for it, you're going to get it. Bitcoin, real estate, and oil. We're going to talk about those. Those of you who only care about the 4 charts, thank you so much for being with us. You may go now if you hadn't purchased our book. We have been sending out, guess what? We just got our 2nd edition, I haven't even told you guys this, of Charting Your Way to Wealth. And I am sending the 2nd edition out to all the purchasers. I sent out a bunch today. We have we had a few early copies that I could get out to folks who just bought them. I'm going to be sending out the bulk of things on Friday when we get the full mass of printing in. Very proud of it. Different colored cover design. Some new stuff for you. If you hadn't purchased our book, now's a great time to do it. We'll get you the new edition autographed waiting for you. If you live overseas, email us, cw@chartingwealth.com. If you live in the States, just follow the link in your show notes. And guess what we have for you in the show notes today for all the subscribers? As I promised, we have part 1 of Options Made Simple, the Charting Wealth Way, for free for you in your show notes. You have to be a subscriber at chartingwealth.com. Go there, sign up for free. Let's jump into these charts. What do we see? We see Bitcoin Look at Bitcoin. It had gone up super strong over the last 2 weeks and is stalling a little bit. We have a red open box candle. It means a slowdown in the up movement. Price percent oscillator still moving up. Derivative oscillator gaining upward momentum. Of course, the derivative oscillator is oscillating further up after those two, particularly this last super powerful week. So that's what we see on Bitcoin as it comes to the weekly chart starting the week off. Today, we also see some weakness there. We do see that a higher high just down on Monday. Bitcoin, of course, down 10.96% on Monday. Huge down day, took a lot of the candle off that wick. Still reached a higher high on Friday, but slowing down. Derivative oscillator losing momentum for the first time in many, many, many days. And we see the price percent oscillator also losing a whole lot. So we'll watch, see what there is to see there. Look at this 4-hour chart. Up in the morning and then just hammer down in the afternoon. So it had plumbed much, much deeper, recovered some. So keep your eye on that if you jumped into it or were looking to do so. So Bitcoin, bit of a pullback after that super strong 2 prior weeks. So we did have that weekly vertical crossover, of course, and pulling back a little bit on that now. So pay attention. See what there is to see. Again, practice trade Bitcoin if you want to learn how it works. You got to practice trade it, my friends. Okay, let's go to Vanguard, REIT, Real Estate Investment Trust ETF. What's property? Down 1.45%. Look at just that sideways slide. Price percent oscillator still heading up a little bit. Derivative oscillator switched over to positive. But a down day of 1.45% is not going to bring you a crossover anytime soon. Now, that could change throughout the course of the rest of the week. Derivative oscillator on that 2-day chart's gone negative. Price percent oscillator still heading up on the 2-day chart. What do we see, though? We see maybe real estate trying to find a floor, or maybe just trying to hold up before it just crashes. Regardless, keep your eye on it, pay attention to it, practice trade it when it offers opportunities to learn how it works. You won't learn those nuances if you're not using our trade worksheet and practice trading. Those trade worksheets are in your show notes every day for subscribers. So what do we see happening here? We see the price percent oscillator slowly devolving, derivative oscillator losing upward momentum down in the morning, bit of a recovery in the afternoon. So again, keep your eye on things. We'll continue to watch and see what there is to see in real estate as it tries to find perhaps a floor. Ooh, what if it's a ceiling? Ooh. Anyway, we'll watch, wait, and see. Nothing on real estate at this time. Go to oil, down 1.40%. How low can oil go? Well, I mean, looks like it can go all the way down to $16.88 as it did back on the week ending May the 1st. But so far, what do we see? Down 1.40%. Derivative oscillator still negative. That price percent oscillator on the weekly chart still heading down. 2-day chart, we see things less than flat, heading up a little bit. Derivative oscillator's gone positive, but again, maybe plumbing the lows. Maybe. I mean, again, we've got 4 green candles, really mostly green spinning tops, almost a couple of dojis here. But we'll continue to watch, wait, and see as oil sorts itself out. Remember, world still runs on it. What do we see on the 4-hour chart? That's where we see just that big sideways slide down in the morning. Well, about neutral in the morning, down in the afternoon. Price percent oscillator still going up a little bit on the 4-hour chart. Derivative oscillator losing momentum. So again, continue to keep your eye on things. Where oil is going to go is anybody's guess. When it starts to turn around, though, we want to be there. I think we're going to at some point go back to oil. It could be a very, very long time. Real estate, heck, it may just be at its ceiling. It may be rolling over anytime. Who knows? Bitcoin, we'll just continue to watch, see what there is to chart on that. Folks, that's where we are as we end the day on Monday. Full week of trading ahead of us. Thank you so much for being with us. Haven't purchased the book, want to support us, do so. Thank you to all the new Patreon supporters. Great benefits for the Patreon members. Remember, it includes great things for you like the short chart training, the Bitcoin training, the long chart training. making decisions to get in and out of the market, all sorts of good stuff. So all those special trainings are there, plus our once a month live call-in question and answer training. All the best, my friends. God bless from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.